The clock ticked down. 60, 00, 59, 59. Each second felt like an eternity, a relentless reminder of the stakes at hand. The digital numbers glowed ominously, casting a cold blue light that seemed to seep into my very bones. Time was both my enemy and my guide, pushing me forward with an unyielding urgency. Each second hammered in my head like a judge's gavel. The sound was deafening, a constant reminder of the judgment that awaited me should I fail. It wasn't just the ticking of a clock. It was the pounding of my own heartbeat, echoing the gravity of the situation. Every tick was a countdown to potential disaster, a relentless drumbeat that kept me on edge. $250,000 rested on my success, but more importantly, lives were on the line. The money was a significant motivator, sure, but it paled in comparison to the weight of the responsibility I carried. Each heartbeat was a reminder of the people depending on me, the lives that hung in the balance. The stakes were higher than they had ever been, and the pressure was almost suffocating. This wasn't just any escape challenge. This was real. The walls around me were not part of a game. They were cold, unyielding barriers that held real danger. The air was thick with tension, and every step I took was a step deeper into the unknown. This was a test of not just skill, but of willpower, determination, and sheer grit. The reality of the situation was a constant, oppressive presence, reminding me that there was no room for error. The premise was simple: 7 floors, each with a unique, deadly trap. But simplicity did not mean ease. Each floor was a new challenge, a new puzzle to solve, each more dangerous than the last. The building was a labyrinth of peril, designed to test every aspect of my abilities. The traps were not just physical obstacles, they were psychological tests, designed to break my spirit and shatter my resolve. The simplicity of the premise belied the complexity of the challenge. My mission: disarm a bomb planted on the 7th floor. It was a task that required precision, calm, and an unwavering focus. The bomb was a ticking time bomb, a constant reminder of the stakes. Each wire, each circuit was a potential disaster waiting to happen. The pressure was immense, but I knew that I had to stay calm, stay focused. The lives of countless people depended on my ability to keep my cool and do my job. The catch? I had 1 hour, no safety net, no second chances. Failure wasn't an option. The hourglass was a cruel reminder of the limited time I had. The sand slipped through my fingers, each grain a reminder of the precious seconds I was losing. There was no room for mistakes, no margin for error. The stakes were too high, and the consequences of failure were too dire to contemplate. The pressure was immense, but it was also a powerful motivator, pushing me to be my best, to give everything I had. A wave of adrenaline washed over me. It was a familiar feeling, a rush that sharpened my senses and heightened my awareness. The adrenaline was both a blessing and a curse, giving me the energy and focus I needed, but also reminding me of the danger I was in. It was a double-edged sword, a powerful force that could either help me succeed or lead me to disaster. But I knew how to harness it, how to use it to my advantage. This was my lifeblood, the thrill of the unknown, the pressure of impossible odds. It was intoxicating. I thrived on the challenge, on the adrenaline rush that came with facing the unknown. The pressure was immense, but it was also exhilarating. It was a test of my abilities, a chance to prove myself. The thrill of the challenge was a powerful motivator, pushing me to be my best, to give everything I had. It was a feeling like no other, a rush that was both terrifying and exhilarating. I took a deep breath and pushed open the heavy steel door, stepping into the unknown. The door was a barrier, a threshold that separated the safety of the known from the danger of the unknown. It was a moment of decision, a point of no return. The air was thick with tension and my heart pounded in my chest. But I knew that I had to move forward, to face the challenge head-on. The door was heavy, but I pushed it open with determination, stepping into the unknown with a sense of purpose and resolve. The door clanged shut behind me. There was no turning back. The sound was final, a reminder that I was committed to the challenge. The door was a barrier, a reminder that there was no escape, no way out. The only way forward was through the challenge, through the danger and the uncertainty. The sound of the door closing was a reminder of the stakes, of the importance of the task at hand. There was no turning back, no second chances. The only way forward was to face the challenge head-on, to give everything I had and hope that it was enough. The first floor was a blinding labyrinth of lasers. Red beams sliced through the air, forming a deadly grid. One touch meant instant failure. I crept forward, my senses on high alert. The air hummed with the silent energy of the lasers. My heart pounded in my ears. Each step was a calculated risk. I contorted my body, slipping through gaps, twisting under beams. One wrong move and it would all be over. After what felt like an eternity, I reached the other side. The door to the next level slid open, a silent invitation to the next level of danger. The second floor presented a new kind of terror, a cylindrical chamber slowly filling with water. At the top, a single air vent just big enough to squeeze through. Panic threatened to engulf me. I hated confined spaces. I took a deep breath and dove into the rising water. The pressure increased with every foot of depth. My lungs screamed for air. Time was slipping away. Finally, I reached the vent. With a surge of adrenaline, I pulled myself through, gasping for breath. The door to the next floor beckoned. The third floor was a disorienting puzzle of shifting walls. The ground moved beneath my feet, the walls constantly rearranging. It felt like being trapped inside a kaleidoscope. I had to think fast. Panic was a luxury I couldn't afford. I focused on the patterns, trying to anticipate the next shift. The walls slammed around me, a claustrophobic nightmare, but with each near miss, I learned the rhythm. Finally, as the walls shifted once more, I spotted the exit. I sprinted through, my heart still racing. Section 5, floor 4. The Venom Room. The fourth floor was a nightmare. Vipers, cobras, black mambas, a deadly assortment of snakes slithered across the floor, their scales glinting under the dim lights. My blood ran cold. Snakes were my biggest fear, but I had come too far to turn back. I moved slowly, carefully, my eyes scanning every inch of the room. One bite could be fatal. I used my jacket as a makeshift shield, edging my way through the writhing mass. Each step was a victory. Section 6, floor 5, the puzzle box. The fifth floor was a giant lock-steel cube. A digital clock on the wall showed time ticking away. 30 minutes, 29 minutes and 59 seconds. Panic welled up inside me. This wasn't a physical challenge, but a mental one, and time was running out. I scanned the walls, searching for clues. There had to be a way out. My fingers worked furiously, trying different combinations. Finally, with a satisfying click, the lock disengaged. The door swung open, revealing the next challenge. Section 7. Floor 6, the Gauntlet. The sixth floor was a brutal obstacle course. Swinging blades, spiked walls, a pit of fire. It was a test of speed, agility and pain tolerance. I took a deep breath and launched myself into the fray. Adrenaline surged through me, dulling the pain. I ducked under blades, leaped over flames, my body a blur of motion. Each obstacle I overcame fueled my determination. Finally, bruised and battered, I stumbled through the last hurdle. The seventh floor and the bomb awaited. Section 8, floor 7, the final countdown. The seventh floor was eerily quiet. In the center of the room, a metal briefcase sat on a table, the digital clock. Section 9, victory 030201. With a final click, the timer stopped. I held my breath, waiting for the explosion that never came. Silence. I had done it. I had disarmed the bomb. Relief washed over me in waves, leaving me weak and trembling. I had stared death in the face and emerged victorious. The $250,000 was a bonus, but the real